America's losing its roots, like. 10 till 2 is like, I'm sure it's just like a national wifey that's talking on it now.
Let's see. It's drive time's only live. Breakfast.
Breakfast, I like
drive
breakfast.
time. Same at Capital.
Here we're going. Oh.
Capital Hot.
Hello, everyone.
I don't even listen to the radio.
Welcome to you don't listen to radio, ever?
We better start again. It's because he doesn't drive, does he?
Never. Exactly, yeah.
Oh.
I only listen to the car on the radio. Radio in the car.
You were going to say you only listen to the car. You
I
did
did
say that. Well, everyone.
Right, let's stop and start again.
Nah, just we'll pick it up from here.
That's a nonsense start. No, a nonsense.
I thought you said a nonsense start.
Nonsense.
Well, everybody, welcome back to the Our Smile Faces podcast. And you're joined. I'm joined. Who's joined?
Are we like them co-joint twins? Like we look the same. Except I'm better looking one.
I was just about to say I'm better looking. You're like the version of me, when you go in like one of them like wonky houses and they have like one of the funny mirrors.
Aye, the one that makes you good looking.
That's you. Right.
You've actually got less facial hair today though, so that
I trimmed.
yeah, except your tash.
Do you like it?
Well,
You look a bit like Graham Gooch.
Who?
Graham Gooch.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not the look I was going for.
Well, a little bit of stubble on the
No, I trimmed
beard
it.
and that just the
Why did I trim it?
big tash.
I don't know, but I started trimming with the clippers. And my clippers are fucked, so instead of like trimming it, I was just pulling the fucking hair out my face. So
you got a bald patch then, just shaved it all off.
I just trimmed it out.
He's got more than one ball patch.
You should see me gooch. Hey,
Graham, you're Graham
You
Gooch.
should see me Graham gooch.
Lush. Absolutely lush.
Well, let's talk about the football, shall we?
Can do if you
I
want.
do want more gooch talk.
Gooch.
Gooch.
There's a son in, didn't
Gooch.
A Gucci on a woo-woo, remember them?
he? Sure he does, didn't he? Gooch. Is that to say? Gooch. Honestly, they do. They say it poom, it poom.
So
I
now they
hate
say
saying trying to
gooch.
gooch, yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. Do you want to see cunt in the stadium? I'm allowed to swear if this is going on YouTube.
No,
YouTube.
near sea bombs like.
Hi YouTube.
Aye.
Say cunt, Decker.
Absolutely never.
Say cunt.
Never.
Just say it.
I won't say it.
It's
No.
disgusting.
Turn his mic off.
Jelly Ali's a
Today's
prick.
podcast comes with an over 18s
Censor.
policy.
It always does. I've got to. I had to change the little sensory thing on the podcast for iTunes purposes.
Good, like it. I'm glad I did my hair tonight with we're being live on Facebook.
Well, I noticed the last recording there was a lot of swearing, mainly coming from me.
As always.
True.
I think we're angry.
No, was last week? Was last?
didn't do one last
week. It wasn't that bad. We weren't.
Well, I won a game.
I hadn't won a game, I hadn't bought any one. So only one
Well,
thing's changed really, hasn't it?
The transfer window was still open at the time.
Aye,
Like
true, aye.
we were full with hope.
Yeah, but where that's
That went quickly out the window.
Well, the one thing that changed, we won a game.
Very true.
Did finally it's.
Both of you said that wasn't happening,
I didn't see it happening.
Not a chance, no.
especially in the way that it did.
Yeah, I mean, I know West Ham had been bad, but you just look at that, the team and the players that they've got and who they've brought in and stuff like that, and you just couldn't see it after the start that we'd had and the problems in the squad and that kind of thing. But
There's a lot of unrest.
That's
in our
history,
squad,
innit?
as usual, isn't it? Which is still there.
doesn't help with the old local press stoke and the fire.
What do you mean by that? Shall we get on that later?
We'll get on that later.
Right. West Ham.
West Ham.
West Ham.
West Ham.
West Ham. Bubbles.
Yeah, I hate them. I absolutely
What,
hate them.
Bubbles?
What? Bubbles.
What you got against Bubbles?
Well, not necessarily the Bubbles, but
What, the
West Ham.
monkey or like
West-
those ones that you get in like a pot that you blow,
Oh no, I like them.
or the ones you put in a bath?
I like them as well, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
So the
yeah.
monkey-
I love a bubble bath.
So it's the monkey you don't like.
The monkey?
No, I'm not
Bubbles the
racist.
monkey?
How am I, man? 'Cause everybody-
Oh.
What Bubbles are we talking about?
So which bubbles?
Champagne?
Is that the one bubble? Are you on about the one off Bo Selector?
No, the one that
Oh.
Michael Jackson bummed.
Okay, right. I'm definitely not into that.
Allegedly.
No, I hate West Ham. I've never liked West Ham. I can't stand them. So I was really pleased that we're
Is there a
absolutely
football club apart from Newcastle United that you do like?
I hate Tottenham. I hate Arsenal. Hate them.
In the Premier League?
Hate Chelsea. Oh, Liverpool. I love Liverpool. Yes.
You like Liverpool?
Yes, I do. Yes, I really do.
I think there's a lot... People probably hate us for this because a lot of Newcastle fans don't like Liverpool for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I don't mind them.
I like.
I don't mind them. I think Newcastle fans and Liverpool fans have probably got quite
Yeah, Newcastle and Liverpool.
There's a similarity
tend to get
there,
on.
isn't there?
Yeah.
I think there is. Like
The Mackems and Everton. They're the poor relations, aren't they? In
They've
both
got a bit of a bond,
relationships.
haven't they, them two? I don't know what that's about. Like.
Is it poor cousins?
They're both peasants.
Exactly, poor cousins.
Areas.
Yep,
Poor
that's what it is.
cousins.
Poor cousins.
Aye, jealous cousins there.
That's it.
So if we if we had to choose between Spurs and Arsenal, would that mean we would have to pick? Who do we pick at the minute?
Spurs and Arsenal.
I wouldn't like want to go football. I wouldn't watch it.
You wouldn't watch it. I wouldn't entertain that.
Arsenal, I would choose.
I do what everyone else does in Sport Shields.
That's Sunderland fans.
Yeah,
to be fair.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Oh, Sunderland are playing this weekend at home. Where you going? Shields match.
Shields match, aye.
Born and bred.
Did you see Lemano Trezor Lualua signed for Shields?
No,
Or was having trials or something like that, wasn't he?
He was just training with them.
Was that what it was? I don't know.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
he spent a couple of weeks
That
training.
would have been class. Imagine that.
Wow.
For Shields. Imagine if he scored and did them backflips. Oh.
We'll loan him to Portsmouth, and he scored.
No, that was the other Lualua man. That was Kazenga.
Was that Kazenga?
That was
Oh,
Kazenga.
aye, it was I. But we did
It was,
loan him, and he scored against me. We'll let him play.
And then did he not score against us for Brighton?
No, that was Lemon Lualua. We loaned him to Pompey and he scored against her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Was it?
And then he's...
No, was it not Kazenga?
No,
it was the other one.
Kazenga, we got rid of... He's only been at Brighton his whole life, hasn't he?
No, then was it not?
There's only two Lualua.
Well, which Lualua was training with Shields?
Lamana.
Lamana.
He's the one that's like old now, obviously.
The old
older.
one. Well, he was already
So why
he was
we talking
40
about-
years old when he played for us.
So why are we talking about Kazenga?
Because he went started talking about it.
Yeah.
Aye.
Oh,
Kazenga's only played for Brighton,
Dear
period.
me. Get him a Coke, will you?
no, well. Didn't everyone rate Kazenga as well at one point?
We rate everyone. Every time we sign a player, he's the best ever.
He is, aye.
I hate when, when we sign someone, you see like these things on Twitter when they'll put like their lineup on.
Yeah.
And like, no matter who, say we had Elliot in goal who had pulled off like 85 one-on-ones the week before. If we sign a goalkeeper, he will be on their paper. Elliot does it as a history memory, doesn't matter. We'll sign him so he automatically starts.
Yes.
He must be. That's what saying to me.
Do you
Must
reckon
be
that's
better than
something just
what.
with us, or do you reckon that's a whole...
Oh no,
thing?
it's probably with everyone, but I just find with us it's a lot like if we sign someone, he's automatically in the short
he's
lineup, he's going to play every week, and you're like, fuck, he hasn't kicked a ball, man. He can't even say his name properly. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, fucking hell.
Aye, like Josselou.
Speaking about names, you notice that Aaron's now wants to be called Aaron's.
Aye, that's
What
right.
is it? Aaron's? It's Aaron's, isn't it?
Aaron's. That was on.
Sky. It was
What
Sky.
game was that? That was.
This is not Sky
Something I was
Sports. Not the
listening. I
first
think,
game.
no, it was on the radio. Oh, I'll tell you what it was. It was after the cup game. What's he called? John Anderson.
Oh, aye.
That's when it was.
Well, he declared that he announced that he wanted to be called Aaron's and
Apparently,
not
yeah.
Aaron's.
Yeah.
What's
What's it called? Talk Sport.
Was he saying that he
Not
was
Talk
Sport.
Total Sport.
Is he
Oh,
saying
yeah,
he's
wasn't it?
always
Talk
been
Sport.
called
So
Aaron?
so that's his name. Well, it's like bloody Andy Cole, isn't it?
Aye.
Andy Cole decided that
Met him last week.
he wanted to be, and well, that's what just reminded us that he wanted to be known as Andrew Cole.
Yeah.
obviously wasn't.
Oh, is that what he
Was
turned
his
in with
name?
Christian?
Yeah. But I think it was just the same thing. It happened a few times as well.
Kinnear would like that type of player, so that'd be fine. He'd get them names correct every time.
Rolando Aarons.
So if he's been called Aaron's all the time, we've been calling him
Oh,
Aaron's.
well, that's the
then
thing.
fair
We'd probably
enough.
just call him
But
the
if
wrong
he's,
name.
if he's just woke up and went, I'm sick of Aaron's, like, fancy Aaron's.
Yeah, I've let it slip for a year and a half, but fuck, I'm sick of it. Like you would think during it got to the point where
To be fair, he only ever played one game a season, so it's not like we heard it much.
how much longer would I have to go on from the thing? I'll just forget it. Like, I call
It's
it
like,
Aaron's.
it's like that awkward thing, innit, when you meet somebody and you're like,
Oh,
and you tell them
Craig
your
for
name
like
and
10
they're
minutes.
like, all right there, John. Who the hell's John?
John will do.
John. But then it gets so awkward that you cannot then correct them.
I've done
Probably
this.
the same.
I went into a takeaway once. No, it wasn't takeaway. It was,
You've been into it more than once.
It was true. It was a taxi rank.
A taxi? Do you mean a taxi?
A taxi rank.
Taxi.
A taxi, Dad. A taxi
Did it
rank.
have Christmas lights?
No,
Was it sponsored by a boxer?
no. What's it again? That?
No idea.
Again, I remember that when we're talking about that taxi rank in at Shields. That was some bloody boxer came and opened the taxi rank.
Oh,
my God, I'll never forget that, you know.
Red line taxi on it.
See?
Never forget that.
Well, you obviously did forget it. You
wasn't it?
just forgot it then.
It was Richmond, was it? Richmond
What
taxi,
was
was
it?
it?
Red line? now Rich-
well, yes,
Rich
but it was
Line?
Richmond at the time.
No, it was the opening of Red Line.
Well, whatever it was. I couldn't believe it. I got belted on Facebook for putting that on as well.
What did you do? What did you put on? Like?
Well, a couple of lads I put on saying like it was a really good thing, and I goes, that is not good. Like, ex-world champion of the world is coming up here and opening a taxi rank.
Taxi rank?
Like, what's going on there? I was like, that's just horrendous, that, like.
He's got his name in lights in the front of 27 taxis.
free taxis and shields for the rest of his life now.
Right, sure, right. It's what Rooney should get you. Taxi for Rooney.
Did you see that Rio Ferdinand replied
It wasn't real.
No, I know, but
parody thing.
But it was funny as out.
Aye.
Hi Rio, do you want picking up? No. Comedy genius.
I love stuff like that. Though when someone digs up old tweets,
Brilliant,
from, like,
absolutely brilliant.
footballers and that.
Class man.
What was it? Who was it? Was it Southampton player? Was it Wanyama that was something about like noodles or something? So ridiculous.
I like noodles.
That's Borat.
And?
Sounds like one
Have you ever heard Wanyama speak?
I know, but
Well,
I like noodles.
I like noodles.
I reckon that's what he sounds.
You're not Russian.
I reckon he sounds like I like a noodles.
it's Chinese now.
I like a noodles. Sorry,
China.
sorry,
China.
Anyway, I think we should get back to West Ham.
This is a bad idea.
I know, because we can't
We can't edit
cut this
We're
as
going to
well
any
as we
minutes.
can normally cut these. Let's see.
Dear me.
Let's see. We'll have Lee Lawler on case.
Have you seen there's a new
He's your colleague.
There's a new fans TV started.
He's your
up.
colleague.
He's not my colleague.
Yes,
He's not.
He works for Sky. He's your colleague.
Graham Souness works for Sky. He's not my colleague. I'm telling you.
I'm not going right. I'm going to stop talking about
He
Lee
works
now,
closer to
because
Decker than he does me.
Do you actually see him?
I've seen him a couple of
Yeah,
times.
occasionally, aye.
Yeah.
Do you?
A couple of times, yeah.
Did you wear his hat at work?
Yeah. Most of the time, yeah. Well, I've seen him.
The grey one with the graffiti on it?
Yep, that's the one. Yeah.
Oh, this one. That was really tight on me. When they spun me
Was it a bit
round.
sweaty?
I seen someone commented on your Twitter. You probably seen it, did you? Reply him. Couldn't stop laughing. Couldn't stop. Couldn't. Is it a real photo of him? That. Is it? I thought that like photoshopped his head on or something.
No, I must have. What was this? I
Have you
must have
seen
missed
it? Honestly, mate, it's unreal.
We'll show you
it.
later.
It shows a
I'll
later.
show you that. It's unreal.
Do you know about the little thing between me and Lee? Like, well, I haven't slept with each other. Yet.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Maybe true, maybe not. You decide.
Just sniff it. Right. I don't know. I don't know where it all started, but I probably took the piss out of one of his videos. To be fair,
You absolutely did.
so I dived in a little bit. Oh, it's getting worse. I didn't dive into anything of his.
Just saying.
I investigated his Newcastle fans TV Twitter account, and he had like 20,000 followers or something like that. I thought I'll have a look because
Allegedly.
this doesn't seem right. Went on that is it Twitter, something it's called, and it checks to see what your
Statistical
real, some
information
bullshit,
about
tells you
Twitter.
what your real followers are and what your fake ones are.
How many bots you've got?
Twitter audit, that's what it's called. So I looked at mine first, and it was 88% of my followers are real, which is quite high, because everyone normally has around about 10%, which is fake. Because you mentioned certain words, you mentioned Ibiza, and you get fucking 5 nightclubs following you and all that. Looked at his.
Where's his phone?
So say you had 24,000 followers. 22,000 of those were fake followers.
So, sorry, you bought them or something, off eBay or something?
Yeah,
Right.
Allegedly.
allegedly. He still denies it, but
So, do people do that because that makes
people
them look
do
better?
that because say
Is that what it
if
is,
you
or?
went on an account that's got 20,000 followers, you thought,
Aye,
I'll follow them.
I see what you mean.
It's a decent account.
Aye, aye.
But if you look further into it,
Aye,
it doesn't
Yeah.
cross over each other.
Yeah, okay.
I'm blocked now.
It appears in your highlights and stuff like that as well. So like if you haven't been on in the day, when you refresh it, it gives you like a load of stuff from the last 24 hours or whatever. So obviously the more popular the account,
see
It'll,
what you mean.
it'll
It'll appear.
notify you
I
and
see
say
what
that
you
they've
mean,
done something. I'll say.
Aye.
Decker hasn't tweeted in a while.
I see what you mean.
See that
Nobody
one.
ever cares about me, so I get what you're saying.
Yeah, Decker.
Yeah.
Yet, we're getting you on the stage. West
To
Ham
sweep
game.
up.
Yep. What played Mint?
Well, you finished your story now, have you?
Oh, you got through to 20,000 followers, isn't it?
Dear me. What's wrong with you tonight?
I didn't know. I'm tired. Oh, the Bairns have got chicken pox as well.
Oh,
Jesus.
which
No.
one? Little one or big
Both.
one? Both of them.
I think so, I.
I was going to say.
Guess who hasn't had chicken pox?
You.
Fucking me.
Well, to be fair, one of the side effects is you might dry up downstairs, which isn't a bad thing.
I can't fucking shrivel up
It's
anymore.
not got measles when you were a certain age. You can't
Was
get
it,
chickenpox when
it
you're
goes-
No, it's not rubella or something like that.
No,
or-
it's no, it's not mumps.
It's not mumps. you
Fucking
dickhead.
hell, it's not mumps.
Shingles.
Don't
That's
fucking
it.
listen to him about shingles.
Shingles.
Aye, shingles.
Shingles.
That's it, shingles, aye. Aye.
Mumps.
Mumps.
Or a mump.
Ebola.
That's producer Adam, by the way.
You'll never see him.
Never see him. Too ugly for camera.
Right now, West Ham. 3-0 winners in the end.
He still didn't finish his story.
Fuck me story, anyone likes him anyway.
We didn't care about him.
He's alright. He's a canny lad, actually. In real life.
Not on the fake thing.
Sorry.
Anyway,
How much did he pay?
I like you better.
Have you met him?
Of course I've met him.
Oh, is he in your team? Are you his manager?
No. He works in the same building.
You sack him.
yeah.
He works in a totally different area to me.
Do you know his manager?
Probably.
Is it boy or
Well, I will
guys a
do.
pint on him?
I don't know who it is.
This
I will
Lola
know
stuff-
them.
This Lola stuff.
Will you get them to sack him?
That's not very nice now, is
No,
it?
I don't want you to lose your job, Lee, sorry.
You see, he's a nice lad.
How much is a pint these days?
$3.25 or something?
It's a bit more than that. Here's a fiver.
I'm a
Might as well
five
get them
spot.
all.
Just a minute, we're just getting some refreshments.
I think we should just cut all of the last 10 minutes and start again.
No!
Well, I'll give him a fiver.
Woodpecker, please.
please. Go us.
Coors, please.
Right, West Ham.
And a bag of crisps, please.
Fucking hell.
Got any pork
Snacks. Snacks now.
Yeah.
What flavour?
Oh, I do.
Get some pork scratchings.
See if they've got any bread and we'll make a crisp sandwich.
I'll tell you what, the day that lasses doing in
any
loads
flavour.
of pizzas.
Just the ones that look
Must have
nicest.
been up to the Italian up the road.
stock I'd have. Right, West Ham.
Bring the pizza up.
I've seen them just now. Pizza, like I was gutted they didn't give me any.
They don't know you, Dagger.
Well, I heard her say, she went, I was standing at the bar getting me drink, and I heard that you wanted the rest of this bolognese, and I was like, aye, and I turned around, and it wasn't for me, it was
She
some
was
lass
giving
that
it to
was
my
next
mum.
us. Some woman next to us, I was like, she doesn't need that, man.
That was a mum.
Shut enough.
My mum was sat
Anyway.
before eating the bolognese.
Move on from that one.
We'll never
West
be
Ham.
welcome back in this place, will we?
Oh, now we're getting kicked out and everything.
What a bastard.
West Ham.
West
You,
Ham.
you need to rein it in. You've already insulted them a couple of times tonight.
I do apologise.
West Ham. West Ham. West
Oh, I
Ham.
have actually, yeah.
West Ham. Do you want to talk about West Ham? Because these don't. West Ham were 1-3-0. We should be talking about it loads.
Yeah. No, I thought...
Joselu got off to a decent start.
Yeah.
Did.
He
Dave
was
got a
Oh.
goal.
I'll tell you what, can we just stop for a
We're
moment?
not. We're stuck talking about West Ham
No,
again.
I want to talk about that actual moment because I've just got a semi-on remembering Marino's pass to Atsu.
Yeah. Well, it was only
Oh.
pass he had, really, but that, my opinion, but I was screaming, give it Atsu!
What a ball
was
that
lovely,
was,
yeah.
though, wasn't it?
It was lovely.
Don't tell me you do not remember that pass. Are you kidding me?
fuck.
Oh, it was
It
beautiful.
was a min pass, it was. But I thought it was only pass he had from where I was.
I probably didn't see because there's so much just blinding me face off all day.
Absolutely
But
amazing.
he was amazing, him, and I said against Huddersfield that he was good against Huddersfield, he was, and fans were going, nah, never ready,
Really?
crap, this. Then after the West Ham game, all of a sudden he's worth 100 million.
He's a decent player. Like
he's
he
really
looks
good.
like a
Yeah,
decent player.
He looked a decent player against Huddersfield. Yes, some things didn't work, but you could just tell, you know when someone's got it, and he's got it. And obviously
He controlled that game. Like controlled it.
Technically good.
I couldn't believe how many headers he won in midfield. Every 50-50 in the air he won. I couldn't believe it. I didn't think he'd be like that.
Ball, like West Ham were trying to pass out of the box, he's just picking it up all
Got
over
it,
the place.
I
Like,
never thought he was
good
like
at
that.
reading play.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
We haven't saw a player like him for a while at Newcastle. That like, I know a lot of people are
Since
comparing
David
him to
Batty.
Shelby, but him and Shelby, I think, are completely different players.
Absolutely.
I thought him and Hayden together in midfield bossed them completely. And when you think of them an experienced midfield, I mean, Martin Noble's been around, like, and I can't remember the other lad in the middle, but I thought, like,
Malcolm.
Hayden Marino's got no Premier League experience. They've got none. But they were mint, absolutely mint, all game. Bossed them.
I'm glad you ignored his stupid comment.
It's alright. I thought Mbemba was mint now. Mint.
Oh,
3 months.
Chancel.
no, he's supposed to be fifth for Sunday. Right, aye. Joselu scored.
Struggling for left backs.
Decent goal, be fair.
Did Atsu did well? Like he was
Atsu's done
clever,
well.
clever little
Yeah,
pass.
Atsu's done
Put
well,
it back
like,
inside
since
of
the
him.
middle of last season, I would say.
My player of the month this month for him. Like, he's been the best player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
really
it was
good player.
between him, Marino, and who's the third one? Clark.
Clark.
Yeah,
Clark's-
they were the three.
Clark, he just cannot put a foot wrong at the minute. Like.
Ah, he's class, like.
Oh, good way to curse him there for the next match. Like.
Sorry.
I think Atsu deserves that player of the month. Like.
Yeah,
I think
voted
Marino
Atsu.
might get it, like, but I hope Atsu does get it though, because he does deserve. He was mint against Spurs.
Well, I think
Marino's a popular vote, innit?
I think Marino might get it by default, because when you went onto the link that we got through from NUFC or Fun88, whichever one was sending them out, it was weird when it took you through the page, because you had to like scroll through the players to vote,
Right.
and it was automatically the vote button was on Marino, because I pressed it once and it asked us for like the details, and I was looking down looking for, well, where do you vote, and I was like, yeah, I must have missed something. So then I went back.
Is that the micro site, the other one?
Aye.
Aye.
So you had to like actually flip through and choose which your player. So
They'll send the traffic over there, weren't they?
potentially it could be that people vote for him and not meaning to.
Well, it is.
He's done very
well.
because he's done well.
Yeah, he's done
But
very well. Yeah, I mean, because he came on in the Spurs game, didn't he? He played well in that game when he came on. I thought he was the best player against Huddersfield. Thank you.
I think
Oh, this one. What's this then?
this is Adam.
That's Adam. Say hi, Adam.
I think, like you were saying, a Mbemba for me would have been the one. Like,
He was brilliant, I remember. He was absolutely brilliant. Considering he's been out of position, I thought he was absolutely excellent. I really did. And I thought all the big players, Hernandez, I thought, God, he's going to terrify her. He never touched the ball.
Shite?
He never touched the ball.
Oh, that's shite. You just didn't want to be there.
He had one chance, where I think it was their left back as a Cresswell. I could be totally wrong there, but anyway, they were left back. He had a shot. Elliott sort of palmed it, and then Hernandez came in on the rebound, but then Elliott saved it.
Saved it again.
That was the only chance that they had in the full game.
You just did not want to be there. You just did not look interested.
And I said this at the start. I remember I was going on Twitter and everyone's banging on about West Ham's had a mint window, they're going to be class. Me personally, I felt they had just bought individuals. I didn't really. Everyone was going how good of a window they've had, and I thought I disagreed. I wasn't too sure. And obviously,
good players, but you've got to get them working together and stuff like that. And I think that's maybe part of the problem that they have with the poor start that they've got, is that they're just not.
I don't ever think Hernandez is a 90-minute player either. I always think he's an impact player.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
He's like
everyone's got, we should have signed him to
like Solskjaer, isn't he?
He is. He's a better player coming off the bench rather than
Solskjaer.
Starting.
Solskjaer was a good player though.
He was.
I'll never forgive him for what he done to Rob Lee.
That was
prick.
Yeah.
Clever player for him.
If I was a Man U fan though, I'll be chuffed a bit.
Yeah, definitely.
What crisps did you get, by the way?
Where's my pork
You
scratch?
forgot your crisps!
Crisps and pork scratch.
£5 for a pint, yeah, bloody hell.
Where's me 175 change?
Aye, but like I say, West Ham just did not turn up.
No, they didn't.
There wasn't even any competition whatsoever there, was it?
No.
No.
The Dildo brothers wouldn't have been happy.
The Dildo Brothers.
No.
What's the story with the Dildos?
So apparently they put a bid in for Carvalho from Sporting, and the director or whatever of Sporting came out and said that they hadn't received any bid or anything like that, and he came out and said the Dildo brothers are lying, as in because of gold and their history of their old businesses, shall we say.
They have sex shops like?
Oh yeah.
Is that where they got the money?
Yeah.
The Dildo Brothers, that's amazing.
Well, I seen Paddy Power. Did you see their tweet today? They had as a WWF like backdrop of like a Titantron that had both of them like standing like this, and it was like the Dildo Brothers tag team champions. It was absolutely
So he called them the Dildo Brothers, and then
they were paying better.
Was it yesterday or today? Then West Ham released the pictures of the emails that the SSC had sent through.
I was reading through them.
No way the football club sent emails like that, by the way. Like, really?
What else do you say? You know?
Nah, but
If you
did you
think
see the way it was set up
they
with
used
that?
to send faxes.
I know, but do you see how like shy it was?
That's to the point, wasn't it?
It was, We're going to get him or getting someone
we
from
want to
PSG.
make an offer. This is the offer. This is how we're going to pay it. Are you going to sell them or not?
Right, that was it then.
But now today, Sporting are saying that they've illegally tapped them up.
Yeah.
Because they apparently had a release contract, which most players have these days.
Ladies and gentlemen,
release
welcome
fee.
to the Forever Blown Bubbles podcast.
Aye, true.
You're the one who kept harping on about West Ham.
What I would say though, in fairness, they're backing him though. They've given him a lot of money. You know what I mean? He spent a fortune, really, hasn't he? And all the rest of it. But
I hope he does well.
aye, because he doesn't take Rafa.
I hope he does well from now on.
But we're beasted them all over the pitch the whole game, the entire game. I thought Yossele was mint up front.
Who got a second? Mitrovic got his brace.
Aye. I couldn't believe people
I think,
thought that
I
was.
think
Look,
Miro,
Clark scores.
I think Miro was on
I was thinking that's not me, really. Even though he ran off, like he was not going to run off
To be
instead of
fair,
like that.
I thought it was Marino
Well, scored the header.
that scored the header.
No.
Adam and Anne-Marie thought it was Mitro. The rest of the ground thought it was Mitro, apart from you.
I knew sure it
Get on
was.
you crispy now. After
did.
all. You don't have to like.
No, because he wanted.
He hasn't got me any pork scratchings though.
It's like on this camera now. You're just like doing this under the table.
We're not going there.
Smoky bacon.
Smoky bacon, whoa, rotten.
That was a shite choice. Like, was that the
know.
only choice?
And he didn't even get any pork scratchings.
Yes, it would have.
Some
Fuck
nuts?
about pork scratching.
Get some nuts or something then. We need some snacks.
Right, yeah.
Yes. Get some pork scratchings on,
You actually
on
gonna
dry
Fucking
roasted nuts. You've got 125 change as well. Do you want some crisps or something?
fucking hell.
Can't go up the road.
Paying on his card. So where's my change
Well, you
off
still
your
got
card?
£10, £5 off each, you will. Jesus, eh?
He's up.
You get the next fucking round as
Yeah,
well.
dear
then.
me. You just kind of get the producers, can you?
Nah. I can't even remember what we're talking about now.
Second goal.
Second goal, Clark. Header. I love Clark.
Good
I
finish.
could be wrong here, but I'm sure Richie lost the ball cheaply, and then he won it back. I was kind of off it when he lost it the first time. He done a shit cross. He won it back, but then he actually put it in for Clark to score,
Aye.
which obviously
Yeah.
class, you know what I mean? And then
I think was it his free kicks in that game where I'm not sure if it might be both his free kicks and his corners were hitting the first man every single time.
Curse of the Newcastle dead ball, innit?
Every,
never beat the
it doesn't
first
matter
man.
which player's taking a free kick, it just seems to hit the piss and wall. Even Kabay went through a thing where he was taking
Yeah,
corners,
yeah.
he was hitting the first man.
Always, I think, bar Ryan Taylor. He's about the.
Nah, Ryan Taylor was similar as well, man.
Oh, he was actually from corners, wasn't
It's a corner thing. It's probably because they want it to land in front of the keeper. Because if they put it too high, the keeper's just going to come
he?
pick
Yeah,
it up.
couldn't
innit?
get it.
Now remember the corners used to do where Colchini used to be on the edge of the box.
Aye.
He used to try and keep either volley it or bullet header it.
from the way he hit the bar, didn't he, on the post?
That was
did I?
great, that one, aye.
Inside it was. It was the first time I went, actually, we've really thought about a corner. Like, we've actually tried something new.
Oh, they haven't got any pork scratchings, apparently.
Oh, did you go to another bar to get them?
You didn't get out, though.
I won't
Can
send
you
you
go
back
back
down
again?
again because I think it's some sort of weirdo
Third
keeping
time.
down there. Alright, so Yoslu, he went off and he was replaced by Mirovic, was it?
Yeah,
Straight swap.
Aye. Again, obviously, knew he never played two up front, so I knew that it was going to be him for him. Once you see Mitro like coming on type of thing, you knew it was Joselu. So
Mitro, when he came on, his first
He was bustling.
he's fucking.
That was a good word for
He
him.
was annoyed when he came on. He wasn't
Why?
taking any
What-
prisoners.
but why-
Probably
why though?
because he had a good game in the cup, and he was dropped the next game. So you think a cup game is where a player thinks, "I've got my chance. I take this, and I'll start." Especially with Gale not being there, he probably thought he was destined to start that game. So
possibly,
I
aye.
understand why he's pissed off. What I don't understand is why he elbowed Lanzini.
No idea. Well, you're 2-0 up now, man. You're 2-0 up. Like, what, I can't
Oh, what's classed
understand.
as an elbow?
I'm not convinced. Like,
No, I
to be
didn't
fair.
think it. I didn't think it. He left something on him. Let's be realistic.
Yes.
It wasn't an elbow like
I
I'm going to
think
knock
he
you out
was
with this elbow. It wasn't a Shiro one against Cannavaro. It wasn't
pushing
like
him
a
off
real
kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, bulging.
You don't feel like recording these days? Aye.
It was more of a like a
I
barge,
think
wasn't
he was
it? Rather
trying to
than
barge him. Aye.
a Cannavaro Shiro.
He didn't. He wasn't. He didn't swing his
No,
arm.
no.
He like
Yeah.
just pushed into him, kind of thing.
It was a thing with if Lanzini had been a bit taller,
Aye,
nothing would have been said about it.
Yeah.
It's a fact that he was a short ass and he took it in the jaw, to be fair.
and he was already.
Yes.
bent over
Aye.
kind of
Yeah,
thing.
he was, wasn't he? Aye.
Yes, he was.
Did any of you see it happen at all?
No.
I didn't
No.
at all. Because when
I can't even remember him being on the deck.
one of my mates has got this American subscription, so he watches every 3 o'clock game. Like, he's got every game that he can watch, and he was watching.
Yeah,
it.
the Always Sorry Faces podcast, where you do not endorse illegal streaming in the United Kingdom.
Anyway, I got a text and he says, "Oh, Mitrovic has just elbowed him," and I went, "What are you talking about? Like, nothing's happened, man. Like,
Yeah.
I can't even remember anyone going to the ground, let alone anything else." And then obviously, Match Today had done a wonderful job at hanging him for murder, so we knew
Right.
that was it. wasn't it?
Let's get on this.
All right,
You
okay.
mentioned local press
Oh, yeah.
before, Mark. Let's talk about press and the media on this situation, yeah, with Mitrovic.
Well, Richard Keys on beIN Sport was...
Richard Keys is a horrible, hairy little prick-faced toad.
And a West Ham fan.
Even worse.
Some of the replies though about him sucking his.
I just
That was amazing.
What has made...
Amazing.
I just can't. I've been blocked by him for a while now. I just cannot stand the man. He just tries to stay relevant by saying stupid things like this. And there was about 5 tweets in a row about Mitrovic. He's just an arsehole.
So what do you say?
Oh, like, his first one was Mitrovic had scored, then saying he scored a goal, so I'm not, but he shouldn't even be on the pitch. Fucking hell, can you make any more noise over there?
So he's eating the table.
He's got any teeth left.
It's not my teeth, it's...
It was literally like he was eating the table, eh?
What did he get? Blowing.
It was a hard one, that.
Yeah.
I tell you what, it was bloody lovely, though.
Fucking hell. Aye, Richard Keys, his first one was something like, Mitrovic scored, he shouldn't even be on the pitch, then it follows up with a screenshot of him doing it, then a video, then he's just a relentless arsehole.
Yeah. No, I agree totally. I hate him.
Him and Andy Gray, I hate the pair of them, always have done. What are you doing now? What's he doing behind the camera? Wait, are you dropping the floor? Oh, he took his shoes off! What are you taking his shoes off for?
He's got no socks on.
What are you doing?
I'm making myself at home.
I'm not even fucking kidding, look! Fuck me!
But the training shoes are available.
You will never kind of do anything serious when you're whacking your shoes off in here.
You still get me pants on.
His pants are still on. So far.
Hey, me looks in.
Right, what was I saying? Aye, Richard Keys. You got feet as hairy as Richard Keys. He's just a cock. Him and Andy Gray, just pricks.
No, it was ridiculous, like, but it was as if he had a personal vendetta against Mitrovic, and he, with all the intention just to have action taken against him. And then after all of the tweets and everything like that, and when he started getting stick for it, he was like, you know, it's like, I'm not the only one that's brought attention to it. It's not.
Which
I'm not the
he
one that
wasn't.
swung the elbow and stuff like that.
Yes, he wasn't.
But he was the main instigator and driver of it.
But then you go to Match of the Day, and they're exactly the same.
Well, what
We'll
really
highlight
annoyed,
it.
I don't normally watch Match of the Day ever. I honestly don't. I just hate the show. But I decided to watch it this time, and the only reason I did is I wanted to see them
'Cause we
highlight
won.
Marino. No, I wanted to see if they would highlight Marino for the positives, and they never talked about him because all they talked about was the elbow.
That's
and
what I mean.
Really annoyed. I was
And-
like, his whole performance there has just been
All
written
3
off.
games, the 3 games we've had this season, we could have been playing against 10 men. Every single one of those games.
That's
Right.
the problem. Is the
Huddersfield, we
inconsistency.
could have been playing against
Well,
7.
two of them.
Well, I
at
didn't
least.
think the stamp personally was anything. I thought the high foot was shocking. Like,
Yes.
but not even to be a foul or a yellow card was horrendous.
In West Ham, Hernandez, he could have had about 4 yellow cards. It's. I know we're probably saying this from a Newcastle point of view, but it just does seem like everything goes against us in this.
It's
sort of
it's
thing.
about
And we're
balance, isn't it?
we're not
That's
saying
the-
Mitrovic wasn't wrong for doing what he did, because he probably did deserve the red card at the end of the day.
Which he didn't get though.
Naughty boy.
In fairness, he didn't get, did he? Really, the referee didn't see it. So,
But the referee dealt with it on the pitch, because he went over and spoke to him
yeah, booked
afterwards.
him, did he?
But he
I wish he
didn't
had
book
booked him. I wish he had.
But apparently, even if the referee
that's the thing,
speaks
is
to
he
you,
obviously
unless there's a
didn't think it
card-
was that bad.
Unless there's a card shown, he hasn't dealt with it.
That's right.
Which is bullshit.
Yeah, if he
And
books
it's
you,
also
yeah.
bullshit if a player gets booked and the FA can't go back to it afterwards and saying that wasn't a yellow card,
I
that was a
agree.
red
Yes,
card.
yeah, I agree.
Or if
They
you
used
get
to be
2
able
yellow,
to do that, though, didn't
if
they?
you get 2 yellow cards, they still can't appeal it. Because it's 2 yellow cards. What's that about? It's the most ridiculous organisation.
Well,
it is,
that's
it
the
is.
problem. Is there's no consistency, and I mean,
There's no common sense.
we
Oh my God,
banged on last week about how bad the officials were down in the Championship, but I had the same conversation this week with a Sunderland fan who can't believe how bad the officials are in the
Oh, it's
Championship.
unbelievable. Yeah. It's unbelievable.
But it just
It's
goes
just
to show you,
as bad, I would
it
say, in the
is.
Premier League.
Yeah.
I do think it's better. I do.
Just.
I mean, you're not going to see in the Premier League what happened in that. What game was it? Was it the first game when there's a penalty that scored and wasn't missed?
Oh,
and
God.
all that
Don't
jazz.
don't
That's-
take me back.
Oh,
like-
is that the whole Matt Ritchie
Yeah,
guy?
that would never happen in the
Skill
Premier
in the
League.
box.
And the only thing I would say, and this is just football in general, it's just a bit too soft for me. Loads of tackles on in the West Ham game. There's nothing in them, man. And they're blown for free kicks.
What
And things
happened?
like that just annoys the hell out
Was
of me.
it? Did something happen where the referee went to the fourth official, and he got a decision overturned in that game versus West Ham? I'm sure something happened, and he went to the fourth official. Then we got a free kick in the end.
Yes. You're right. I
I
can't
just made
remember.
that up?
No. It was the second half, I think, as well. I think it was the
Because
second
I
half.
said to these two, I said I was he'd.
He
I've never
ran
seen
over,
that
didn't
before.
he? And then
Aye.
they changed it round, yeah. Aye, no, they did.
Well, that's what the fourth official's there to do.
Yeah.
He's pointless. If he wasn't doing stuff like that, he's pointless. He's completely irrelevant.
Because the referee...
Well, the only other thing they do is come out and hold the bloody how many minutes
Yeah.
there is at the end of each
and
half,
take a
innit?
beating off in the lug off the manager.
Yeah. Tell them to sit
the
down.
refs need help. I have to be honest. I mean, I'm not a fucking defender of referees, but it's almost impossible for them to see everything, isn't it? Let's be fair.
Well, just look at this.
They need the linesmen to help them out, and they need the fourth official.
Yeah.
And sometimes the linesmen are shit scared to do anything
The
at all.
linesmen are useless.
They're absolutely hopeless, aren't they?
Absolutely useless. They're
Well,
so
even
scared to
bloody
make a decision.
throw-ins, man.
Aye.
They can't make a
Can't
throw-in
even
decision
go,
themselves
man.
without looking
You
at
can
the
see them,
referee to
can't they,
see what they're
trembling?
doing.
And then the refs
That's the only
gives a
job
decision
they've got
and-
is to
It's like he
run
goes-
up and down the line and give
Yeah.
throw-ins, free kicks, corners,
They're standing there
goal
with a flag,
kicks.
and you can see them like slowly doing this. Then they'll look at the referee. The referee hasn't done it. Then they'll point this way, and the referee will point the other way, and they go.
swap
hands.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Because the ref's probably thinking, you need to help me. You
Aye.
can see this. I can't see from where I am. In fairness, and then what annoys you as well, you'll see a linesman right that'll give a decision that when it's the ball's in the other half, which them don't run
Yes,
into,
aye.
and the ball's gone out of play, and he'll say it's gone out of play from about 158 miles away, right?
But he's not allowed to do the decision.
But then when it happens right in front of the face, they'll do nothing,
Yeah.
and I can't work it out. I really can't. But the refs definitely need help, and it was nice on that incident to see the fourth official get involved and go, as you made a tit up, yeah, you need to change it, and they did it.
Well, that's what
You've made a
they're
tip
there
of
to
that
do.
amazing phrase,
They've got
that,
the
Was it rough, I
the
suppose? You got
vibrating
the point.
things so that they can get their attention and stuff
Aye,
like that,
yeah.
so that they can get them over.
What's your opinion
Well,
on the video
they-
thing? Because the video's coming in soon, isn't it? It's
Well,
coming.
that's what I was just going to mention there. Was you look back into the summer when they played the tournament where they had it,
Yep.
and were reviewing actions, and it didn't take a huge,
No.
great deal of time. There was only what game was it? There was one game where there was a right hoo-ha, like for a free kick, and there was a big massive scrap and stuff like that, and the referee bottled it at the time and didn't take any action, and then he got pulled over for the video, looked at it, watched it, went back, booked one player, and then the fourth official went, well, hold on, is that all you're doing? Got him back over again, made him watch it again, and he ended up booking as a result like 5 players. I can't remember what game it was, but that was the longest time it had taken it, but that was because there was like literally full on scraps on the pitch.
To be fair though, do we need the referee to go over and watch a video? Can this fourth official not make the decision himself and say the referee? I'm telling you now, him and him and him.
Well, I watch NFL religiously, and NFL do it where they've got a challenge flag, so the coach can throw in a flag if he wants to challenge that play.
Shit,
and then
you mentioned flag, the police are coming.
Get your flag down!
and the referee.
Got 2 flags tonight, Jesus
The
Christ.
referee has to go over to like a box and he'll watch it,
Physically
because
watch
at the
it,
end
yeah.
of the day he is the
He's
referee.
controlling the game.
He's controlling that game.
Yeah.
But for me, there's an argument where people will say if you do that, then it takes out the banter in pubs and in this type of environment where
No,
that was
I don't think
never
it
a free
does.
kick, that was never a penalty. And but for me, I couldn't go monkeys about that banter. I just want the correct decision.
Yeah, yeah.
If it's a pen, it's a pen. If it's a red card, it's a red card. I just want the right decision, because there's a lot of people's livelihood. There's a lot of money in the game. There's all sorts. I just want the right decision. That's all I want. And I didn't care how long it takes. The amount of times I see people going down with fake injuries and I'm waiting 10 minutes for a stretcher to come on for nothing, for a cramp. You know what I mean? That annoys
Jelly
us.
Ali get.
No, but there's loads of players do it, man. How
You just look at the likes of goal kicks. If a team's winning,
aye.
like that's ridiculous. How
What's the
long
point?
that'll go on for.
What is the point in booking a goalkeeper at the 91st minute? How many times has that happened, right? So the keeper's wasted time from the 50th minute in the second half, right? And the 90th minute you book them.
Yeah.
Tell me what is that about? He's been doing it for an hour, man. What are you doing? It's ridiculous.
Oh, in that game, Joe Hart kicked the ball off from Matt Ritchie. That's a good one.
He was moaning the entire game.
Who, Joe Hart was moaning?
Moaning.
Do you
He
reckon?
always does, man. Always does when he comes up.
Oh, he's worse than all that's him, man.
All he does is complain. But you know this as well, though, and let's be fair here, right? The amount of fans that wanted him. Remember we were linked with him? There was loads of people wanted him. Loads of
But
people wanted him.
that's the thing, is
He's shy, man.
he was a good keeper.
Was he?
He was.
I've always said he's probably the most overrated keeper
he was a
we've ever
good
seen.
keeper.
I didn't. I always thought that there was a clanger in him. Or every game.
Well, there isn't every keeper though.
I got pillars because when we were linked with him, I said if he came, he wouldn't be the best keeper at the club.
Not now.
His reputation, he's somehow got a reputation.
I think him and Krul are probably on par with each other. It just happens that Krul didn't play for Man City.
But he's English.
Well,
He's English.
He's English. He gets put on a pedestal like the rest of them.
The same as
He was the best English keeper
Was he?
around at the time. Who was better?
Forster?
That was it in the twilight of his career, though. That's what I'm saying.
Even the last...
I still think Hart's better than Forster.
Do you?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Well, I would say the last 3 years, like, Hart hasn't been the best keeper, but he's still playing the games for England.
Well, it's a joke now that he's... Yeah,
People like
still-
Right, that's what I'm saying. There's better
He's like a
keepers
hologram.
than now.
Oh, he's shite, man. He is absolutely shite.
Go back a few years. He was the
Mirovic
best
is like
keeper.
the slowest person on the pitch, and he took around him.
Aye, but in fairness...
He dummied him well though for
he
it.
did. He should have done that the first time.
He
by the
sold
way.
him up the river for it.
He had the same chance, and he didn't do that.
He tried to go for his legs the first time.
Then he got in exactly the same position, literally what felt like 20 seconds later, and then he did. Obviously,
And to be fair, I thought, being totally honest, I thought he was going to cock it up because generally he takes his shot too early.
Yeah.
But he was clever that time and actually dummied him when.
I thought Joe Hart was going to stand up for
Did well.
and blame Gouffran.
well, that was how
I'm going to blame him.
that was how upset I think Hart was. He was in the goal on his honkers, like on his knees. Just
he's praying like
it was weird, wasn't it? It was.
Well, he was trying to run back for it, didn't he? And then he just like slid on his knees and then just.
He just in the goal, just the fans behind the goal. Because I was watching Mitrovic celebrate, but
Brilliant
I was looking
picture.
at the hands behind the net, and the fans were
Can I just say,
giving
right?
it.
He always gets a lot of stick
the
when it
fan
comes to our
opinion
players.
the fan opinion on Mirovic in the ground is the polar opposite of the fan opinion of Mitrovic on social media. It's the strangest thing ever because you'll go on social media and people are slating Mitrovic left, right, and centre. He shouldn't be anywhere near the team. Blah blah blah. He's on the pitch. He's getting subbed on. The St. James's Park's on the field.
Well,
it's mental.
It's more the ones that don't go and watch him because all that they are expecting is to see his name on the team sheet scoring a goal.
Yes.
What they don't see is his, which we've talked about a lot of time, is his work rate, his holding the ball up play, and his link up.
People don't judge that as a good attribute now. Some people don't. I
Especially
don't know
as a
why.
striker, because people like Mark just said, striker won't want goals. Which is
Look-
fair enough.
Look
You do
at
expect
Peter
goals.
Crouch though. He's made a career on doing that. Yes, he scored a lot of goals in his time, but that is what his job. Even more so in the last probably 4 or 5 years has been about that link up play.
I mean, if you imagine, right, let's just say, that's a bit silly to say this, but imagine it wasn't Mitrovic, right? Let's just say we're signing someone else, completely different everything, and he had the international record that he seems to have. He seems to score every time for Serbia. Can you imagine how
Mitrovic,
excited we would be?
it's
He's 22,
unbelievable.
he's scoring every week on for his international team. We would be absolutely buzzing, wouldn't we?
And I think
maybe,
that's
but-
part of the problem though, is that he comes in and you've got this, you put him almost on this pedestal thinking, oh well, here he is, he's brilliant, we've paid what was it, £12 million, something like that, we've paid this much for him. He's coming in as a striker, you expect him to be the number 9 at the club, all of that kind of thing,
Well,
and you expect him to score 30 goals a
His
season.
age, and a lot of people forget how young he is because you look at the likes of Jacob Murphy that were brought in. He's a young lad, but
Well, he's older than him, isn't he?
yeah, but that's what I mean. Everyone forgets how young he is.
I don't understand why fans won't give him the time. I don't quite understand that one.
I can
don't
understand
know-
because he's the red mist of descent, and I understand fans saying maybe he shouldn't be playing or starting games because he's got that in him, right? Because if he's not going to end the game on the pitch, there's no point in him being there to start with unless he's going to bang it 2-3 goals in.
But people say that, but then you look at his disciplinary record. He's had less yellow cards and less red cards than Matt Ritchie.
Has he?
Yes. Albeit, being totally fair, obviously Matt Ritchie's played a lot more games. But
Well, I must admit, I agree with. Apart from the ban he's just getting, he's only been sent off. Is it twice for us? One was very
His first
harsh.
game.
That Arsenal one was harsh.
That was harsh, really harsh.
harsh. And what pissed us
the
off
other
there
was a
was
stupid one. That
Spurs was. Well, we're not
that
like
was
4-0
just
up.
ridiculous.
that
that's
was
what I mean.
stupid. No doubt. I kind of, I'm not going to say that wasn't right that he got sent off, but I didn't think it was as bad. I just kept thinking it was one of them where his name's coming before him a little bit. Like no matter what he did, it was like, oh, he's a red card waiting
It's
to
gonna
happen.
happen. That's always going to happen.
It's
now,
just
isn't it?
shite, man. But then obviously now it hasn't helped him at all what he did. Last week or whatever. But
You just like we're all Mitrovic fans. We've said it so many times before. he scored his goal, and we thought, great, we'll get out the stadium and we'll see what he's done. Then we think, for fuck's sake, like, we've defended you for so long. You've got the talent there. You just need to rein it in. And it's so, maybe it's immaturity for him because of his age, but you would think at this age he was learning how to.
Well, you know,
how to stay on the pitch, like
going back to the whole situation of that day, right? Let's be fair, right? That was a game I felt was a must-win. I know we're only 3 games in; it's ridiculous to even say that, but
you
I
said
felt
that about the second game.
I did. No, you're right. I did. I felt that
you've
this
got to get off
was
to a good start.
absolute. We're at home against a team that hasn't won like we hadn't. We've won 3-0. Both for strikers have scored, right? Because I still don't think we'll get enough goals. But both
you
for
were saying with
strikers.
second and third choice strikers have scored.
Aye, yeah. So
quite possible.
what a fantastic, amazing day! It was absolutely mint, and then to be just pulled down by that was so annoying.
What
'cause I
annoyed
thought
me
we've lost
is
it now,
the fact that Mitrovic scored his goal, and you'll see, we'll keep banging on about social media, but this is the main thing where we get our information from Newcastle fans. Everyone's so quick to slay him, to see the elbow, and they just bring him straight back down. And I went on, I had a canny drink, like, and I went on and I said, everyone's kicking off about Mitrovic's elbow, which wasn't really an elbow, but I said everyone's kicking off. I went, we'll worship Alan Shearer. I went,
alright.
He used to have high elbows every single game.
I always remember I went to Inter Milan when he done Cannavaro.
that.
I couldn't believe it, and I was like, why are you
He
doing
landed
that?
in the head.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
The problem is he did
He
3
scored
goals
the
to 1
goals.
elbow.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. But at the end of the day, like, I
I'm
think I
not
said
comparing Mitrovic to Shearer anyway, like goals.
No, but that's what
didn't I say
people
about
that hate
Shelby?
Mitrovic do.
Yes.
They expect him to go in and be Alan Shearer.
I said it about Shelby, didn't I? Because obviously mine and your Twitter feed at that particular time when I went on was different. Because when I went on, there was no mention of Mitrovic. It was just how all I kept seeing was these pictures of Huddersfield players. One stand on Hayden and one. That's all I seen. So why wouldn't the at FA take it? Why on earth are they messaging at FA as well? It's some fucking biddy on the phone, man, or some kid. Why do they think it's the chairman of the FA sitting on Twitter? Why do they do that? Anyway, that's a different story. So anyway, people are sending these photos of Huddersfield guys. And I'm thinking, hang on a second. When Shelby got sent off, they were literally saying he should not play again. Like, he should not be part of the squad. And ridiculous. Just mental.
I understand what you're saying.
And now Mitrovic had been sent off. And on my Twitter feed at that particular time was no mention of what he's done. It was that the Huddersfield players should have also been sent off. For me,
I can understand why people are
saying that. They're 2 of my favourite players, man. They're my both. Shelby and Mitrovic are my favourite for the team. And I want them to play regardless of how many times they get sent off. I always want them to play. And I was pissed off.
Shelby shit.
No, I was furious that he had been sent off, Mitrovic, because I thought, you've scored a goal, you scored one midweek in the cup. Rafa's picked you because he even said he's been doing well in training.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, Mint, you're really maybe starting to turn the corner. Bang, does that?
I know.
You just think.
Well, even Miles said
Did
when
he do that
he
before
came
the
on
goal?
was that Rafa couldn't trust him, didn't he?
Yeah.
That was what he said back at the time.
Well, Keith Downey said it, didn't he? And I said something to him. I can't remember what I replied to him saying. What was it? I can't remember. That was just the biggest waste of time ever. I've mentioned that because I can't even remember what I said.
I remember the tweet.
But you replied saying, "Trust us." That's why. It's something to do with Mitrovic.
Yeah.
Oh no, he said that. That's the reason why Benitez didn't play Mitrovic.
Yeah, doesn't start him or something like that. Yeah.
And I said, well, maybe it's because you just thought Dwight Gale was a better striker.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Which I think is the case in the Championship.
Well, it depends. Like we say, it depends on the team that you're playing and the way you're going to go about the game.
You look at some of the goals Gale scored, I don't think Mitrovic could have scored them. No. Not hat-trick against Norwich to win 4-3. Mitrovic couldn't have scored some of them goals.
Gale's a running behind, goal poacher, that kind of thing. Mitrovic is, as we've said time and time again, hustle, bustle.
I know that you don't like, well, that's a bit harsh. Not that you don't like Gale, you just have issues with him being Premier League quality.
Yes.
Is that fair to say?
Yes. I think he's a very, very good striker in the Championship. I think once he reaches that level in the Premier League, I think he'd be very average.
I'm not saying that he is ready for the Premier League. I don't know if he is going to be good enough. But I think the criticism he got after 2 games was so
that was bad.
As a striker, you're only as good as the service you get. Yeah. Alan Shearer wouldn't have scored anywhere the amount of goals that he did if he didn't have the midfield providing crosses,
I wish
passes.
we had Robbie and Solano and that these days.
I don't think Gale's a bad striker, not at all. I just think he's not.
We don't play in a way that suits either Gale or Mitrovic.
He's not our first choice striker that's going to get you the amount of goals that you need. And I think that's what a lot of fans
But he
were
could if we
expecting.
played different. We play with two wingers, but when do you see wingers getting in behind and trying to play balls?
No, but I think
balls through for the runner.
as a
For that
fan-
Marino pass that we're just talking about,
Yeah.
that actually was an absolute peach defence splitter. And by the way, I just
you
remembered
probably-
when
to be
he
fair, you're probably
actually
right.
he won the ball for that tackle as well because they
I
were
thought
on the
he did.
break.
I thought he
he
did,
he
right.
won the ball.
And then
got away
sprayed
and
it,
then
didn't he?
put that ball.
Because
through
for me,
and I
if
thought,
Gale was on, Gale would have scored that
Class
goal.
X.
It would have been Gale that would have been in that position because that's Gale's football.
You're probably right. You're probably right.
I just feel like you look at that Huddersfield game, right? I know everyone did play poor in fairness, but all I could see Gale getting was these big hoofs from the keeper,
Yeah.
or like there was nothing to them. And
was a
don't get
long
us wrong,
ball.
and he wasn't holding the ball up. He wasn't, but it's not his game. That it's really not.
No.
And I think fans are going, "That is not Premier League quality." I'm sorry, you could sign anyone you want to sign. It's not going to look Premier League
Exactly.
quality or that type
Yeah.
of performance or service. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Having said that, though, I'll be honest. I thought Yossolu's hold-up play was very good.
Yeah.
He seems to have
but he's more of that kind of player.
he is, isn't he? And so is Mitrovic. And I think, like for me, I think Richie and Atsu especially. I know the wide men. I get that, but we're quite direct. To be fair, we're quite direct. We don't play the prettiest of football. And if you've got Yosselu or Mitrovic on, the wide men need to tuck in and be feeding off them little the hold-up play that Yosselu can do. Because I thought he was very good against West Ham. I really
And
did.
I think that's it. He's brought Oslu in because he's a similar player to Mitrovic, but he's a lot more mobile.
Yes, he is.
So
aye.
that's
he
the-
is. Yeah.
And he's
The-
putting
the
up
kind
against
of-
enough.
Yeah.
I think for $5 million he could be an absolute steal. To be honest, I really.
Well, a
do.
lot of the Stoke fans at the time were all up in arms that
Yeah.
they were letting them go.
Could only be a positive. That couldn't
So-
be.
Yeah. Well, I sent something on Twitter. I don't know where my phone is. I put a poll on Twitter earlier regarding who's going to finish with top striker this season. And do you want to know the results? It was between
Gale and Hoslu, I think.
Gale,
wasn't it?
Perez,
Mirovic, Oslo, and I put Perez there because
That's fair enough.
he is classed as a striker.
I thought that was one of his better games against West Ham as well. Actually, it proves that when we all play well.
The
actually,
poll
probably.
is, which is finished now, and it's had over 1,500 votes. Which NUFC striker will score the most goals in this season?
Yeah, it's gonna be-
53% of people Yoslu straight away.
So that's what I voted.
Followed
I did,
by Mitrovic on 33%, which was
Well, I'm
followed by
surprised at that,
Gale.
like, to be fair.
Gale on 11%. Then Perez obviously 3. That's someone taking
So
the
Gale's
place.
been just written off within. 90
That's what I
minutes.
mean. Like
within 90 minutes gone.
Like
You
from
don't-
where
I would
Gale was,
have said
to where
Hoslu,
he is
Gale,
now.
Mitrovic.
Like to where Gale was last season.
It's only because Yosslu's a new signing, you know.
Yes.
That's all it is.
No,
man.
but even in
It's
the
just
time,
new blood, that's
the
all it
games
is.
that he's played, he's shown a lot
He's
of
played
promise.
he's played 90 minutes because he got about 20 against Huddersfield and he got 60 or 70
Yeah,
against
he's
them.
probably
So
a game of
he's
football.
played 90 minutes of football, and people think he is categorically going to be our better striker. I just think that's so.
But based on what
weird,
I've
I
seen,
think.
I believe he is. Which is why I voted, because
Well,
I
I'll
think
go
he
for
will.
our number 9 who scored 20 odd goals last season. I'll go for him and I'll defend him. I'll try my best to defend him. If we play the right way, by the way. If we play the right style.
And then it depends.
Play the right
Obviously, the team that Rafa's going to pick is Gale going to be that striker that he picks and puts on the pitch?
We'll probably see that.
Well, injuries, attitude, who knows? I don't know, but we'll just see.
We'll see at the weekend because he was
I-
suffering an
'cause
illness
I
apparently Gale last game, so surely he's recovered from that. So who's going to be Gale or Yoslu?
I think he'll go with Hoslu.
So
I hope he does actually.
I think he will.
Contradicts what I've just kind of said, but I do hope he plays him because I just think that.
But then Gale could come on and be that impact player where
Yeah.
the teams are a little bit tired, they want
Yeah.
a bit of pace to get in behind, and because that is his game,
I think-
getting
Yeah.
in behind the defenders. So, but
comment on that.
is he going to be happy with that? Is that maybe why, which we'll get on to in a minute, is why he was linked with a move away?
Well, we'll get on to it now. Transfer window.
Jesus.
The start of the transfer window,
Oh, the
we
lack
brought
of.
in 6 players. We brought in Murphy, Marino, Manquillo, who else?
Lejeune.
Lejeune, and
Marino.
Atsu was our first signing.
yeah.
Yosselu.
Yoslu.
Yoslu, aye.
Right, so those we brought them in quite early, apart from Yoslu was quite a late one in. Transfer deadline day came. I fucking hate transfer deadline day with a passion. I hate Jim White. Right.
I quite enjoyed
I
it.
honestly expected at least one.
Well, I
least
think
one.
even the press, the club,
Club.
everybody said that there was 2, maybe 3 players coming in.
It's a disgrace.
And I think that was probably the plan.
When we knew
didn't
nothing was happening was when Rafa had been away, hadn't he? He came back, then he was at the training ground an hour, if that, then he was gone. So as soon as that happened,
he had a meeting with
Charlie.
Charlie. 3 minutes.
As soon as that,
3 minutes.
Well, normally last
3 minutes.
As soon as that happened, you knew for firewall nothing was happening.
Yep.
Nothing at all.
Yep.
I would love to have known what went on in that meeting. Obviously, Rafa's gone on and obviously not like a Geordie.
The bank's empty.
He's gone on and went, what's happening? And he's obviously just turned around and went, nothing. He went, right, see you later.
The bank's empty. That's what I did. But anyway, what annoyed me even more
the
was
bank's empty. Fuck
no,
honest. I know what you're saying.
Where's the 100 million?
Not empty.
all of the players that he got rid of. Because we had to get rid of players. 4 million, so it's £4 million that he saved.
Is that over what?
Over what? What do you mean? Sorry.
Over a year.
Over a year, so it's 4 million.
Over a season, 4 million.
4 million off the wage bill.
So we could have bought a player for 4 million quid.
So
he's got to pay him as well.
Yeah,
so he can come play for free, is he?
People don't only give him credit.
Sure I would.
And I'm not trying to give the guy credit. I'm not. I am seriously not. But all I'm going to say is, Charnley done okay to get rid of Riviere, De Jong, Hanley, all these players. He's actually done something to get rid of them. So he's getting all them off. You know, they're getting rid of them players. They're getting actual cash for them, man. Got 3.5 million for Hanley, 4 million for Riviere, 4 million for De Jong. But all these wages are gone.
That only counts if you're bringing someone in my opinion.
That's what I'm trying to say is that you've getting rid of all of these players for what?
But to be fair though, when you look at who went out, how many of them were actually in the team?
No, but
how many were first
if all those players
players
are leaving, you expect a couple to come in.
Definitely, 100%.
But what
I
mean is if you look at what we sent out.
I wouldn't have let Lazar go at 7 o'clock at night when we've got an left back.
No.
I would not have done that.
I don't really.
He was never going to. The point was he was never going to be in the team, was he?
Do you not think he would be in the squad now?
Well, he's obviously on decent money.
Look
the
how
fact
desperate
that he came in.
Jack Colback has been training with the academy, right? Now he's in the 25-man squad. That's how desperate.
Well, that's because he's on bloody $100,000 a week or whatever, isn't it?
Well, that's how desperate we are because he wasn't going to be in that squad.
No.
But we're so desperate for someone that can play left back right now.
Right.
He's been put, and that's the only reason why he's been put in that squad, which is ridiculous. This club it does so many things right, but it just never learns the lessons from the mistakes that they've made in the past.
Well, the stupid thing is obviously they had this Southampton left back lined up to come in. And they decided to pull out of it because he only wanted to come for 6 months and not 12 months.
So why
didn't he just take him for 6 months? He might have had a great time and thought, oh yeah, I'll stay for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Well, it was Southampton didn't want to let him go for 12 months. Apart from what I heard, it wasn't that he didn't want to come for 12 months. It was just them wouldn't let him go. But who gives us? Was he in K? Let's get him for 6 months, and then we'll deal with it in January.
It all comes down to like how much Southampton wanted for these 6 months. They wanted like 2-3 million quid from it. It's not going to happen, is it?
I don't think that would. Of course, I don't know, but let's be fair.
He's essentially their third choice, and I know, and it's only because he would be in the team, but it's because he's been injured for so long. Because I've seen a lot of people were given why are we going in for a third choice left back from Southampton.
Was that one of them?
I don't know. Did you tweet the same thing?
Probably.
But that's the reality of the situation. Is he would be pushing, if not in that first team, if he hadn't have had such bad injuries. He's only just got back from it.
It was the most furious window I've never on it. I felt so.
We'll never learn our lessons as fans because we'll see transfer the last day of the transfer window coming up. I really didn't want to go to deadline day there. And we'll see it, and we'll all sit and we'll watch it and we'll listen to the radio thinking there's got to be one player coming in. There's got to be one. Then Rafa pisses home at 4 o'clock and you think there's fucking anyone. There's no one coming in.
Well, he'd even said himself that there would be some people coming in. So he obviously believed that was the case.
Even if,
and I think that's probably where the Gale thing came from. Is that he would have went. It looked
off like Newcastle were trying the hardest to shift Gale out so they had a bit of cash.
But I think that's probably the thing is that and at least they learned from it this time because just think back to Carroll, for instance, is we'll let him go out but didn't replace him.
No, but I
think they were trying to do the opposite, get somebody in before they then let them go away.
That are bidding 12 million plus for Dwight Gale.
15 man. 15 million.
Well, 15 million for Dwight Gale. Yep. Why is a Championship club paying 15 million for Dwight Gale when we're paying 5 million for a striker?
Yep. That's where it's all. I think
so wrong, man.
I hope I'm right, but I honestly, but he's got his mate.
Well,
He's got Justin Barnes in now. Right?
Yeah.
He is only in the club, I think, to try and sell her. And I think personally, this is my opinion, that they've trimmed the wage bill down by 4 million. They haven't spent a penny. Let's be realistic, they haven't, have they? Right. So the bank balance must be through the roof. I think it's to try and make it look attractive to the buyer. What is more annoying is we should be more attractive for a buyer if we're actually doing quite well. So he should have spent some money to look more attractive. But he's trying to look on a financial sheet of paper and say, hey, look at this, we've got £4 million on the wage bill or this.
The thing that's only going to go against with the buyer right now is the fact that the clubs owes Mike Ashley 100 odd million.
200, isn't it?
I think it's 100. It's 100 plus million.
He said that in 175, and he said
which could have been paid off if he'd actually paid for any of his sponsorship over the last 8 years.
Newcastle United is the best thing that's ever happened to Mike Ashley, just because the amount of advertisement he's had for nothing. Absolutely, I know he bought the club, but he's had nothing. He's paid nothing for this advertisement, and apparently that's worth about 5 million a year.
Yep.
And what's he had one for since 2007?
It's been 10 years. That was the thing. What, 10 years on, wasn't it? That was the whole idea of the interview, wasn't it? Decade on or something.
Look how much money that is.
Oh, yeah, unbelievable. We all know that he's had profit.
That's more than that, because obviously we got relegated came back up 2010, didn't we?
So he'll probably make out that he hasn't made any money, but he's saved a lot of fucking money, advertisement wise.
If you go over the years, right, I can honestly only say that the McLaren window is the only time that he spent money, in my opinion. He spent a lot of money, to be fair.
Who did we sell to get that money? I bet it was sold someone to get
probably
that money.
did, but I mean, you look at the Carroll situation, Sissoko, you look at your
there's 65 million of 2 players.
I can't remember every single one, but there was a hell of a lot of players that we sold. He is 100% swimming in money, like literally swimming in it. On the back of
the whole interview, we never really spoke about the interview that he done with Sky, which was he's all linked with Sky. He's linked with David Craig.
No, he's not linked with Sky.
He's not linked with Sky, but he's linked with David Craig, who is a Sky pundit, and they're good friends of each other. This Keith Bishop, whoever the fuck he is, they're all linked together, right? All represented by the same people. That Sky interview went out.
What was your thoughts on it then?
It just looked like he was trying to get fans on side, but he was also trying to turn fans against Rafa, in my opinion.
Well, that's when he came out and said, Charlie's reporting into Rafa and all that kind of thing. It was almost, well, the ball's in Rafa's court.
Yeah.
If it doesn't come off, it's his fault. But then obviously the truth is, then subsequently came out, is that there's no money there. So how can Rafa do what he's doing?
And the fact he's saying, he kept on saying stuff like, we can't compete with Man City. There's not one single Newcastle fan out there.
There's no club in the world, probably Paris Saint-Germain, that can compete with them.
Well, one to compete with Man City. It's not going to happen, right?
I agree.
We can't fucking compete with the likes of fucking Bournemouth. Swansea have only been in the Premier League.
Can we not compete with Huddersfield? That have spent an absolute fortune.
I'll be honest with you. I look at Huddersfield. The Bournemouth and Swansea's they've been up there. They've got the TV money last year. I can kind of understand.
But when Mike Ashley took over Newcastle United, Swansea were probably in the 2nd division, man. This is how much they progressed compared to us under Mike Ashley.
I agree. I thought some of his interview was actually pretty spot on. I thought fair enough.
I think it was a clever, very clever.
You shouldn't have sacked Houghton when you did. You were an arsehole to Keegan. He's just being pretty honest. For me, all of what he said was, I think, was the kind of the truth of what it is. But at the time, years ago, he never admitted any of that. So he never says, it's only what we generate, or all of this jazz. He never ever said anything like that. Whereas in this interview, he did say, well, I'm not going to put any money into the club.
He's saying stuff like, I can't write a cheque for 200 million. We don't want a cheque for 200 million.
The problem is
we want to strike off for 20 million. Get him in.
The problem is with him is
that'll make your money back.
He tries to be too sarcastic. He did it in court. I watched his court interview. Yeah. He was so sarcastic, and he was quite funny, I thought, in court, to be honest. But the thing is, he tried.
Did he start calling like the prosecutor or something? It was one he started calling like darling or love or something. I thought, just so crazy.
I love the funniest part of it was when he said something about they were terrorising him, and he went, listen, I don't know every communication that goes on in my. How do I know what he's sending her in a text message? I don't know that. And he went, but it's happening in your business. It doesn't happen in Marks and Spencer's. And he went, how you know it's not happening in Marks and Spencer's? Have you been there? And I just thought that was really funny, personally. But the thing is, though, he's a bit sarcastic in what he says, and like this 200 million thing. I think that was just a off the cuff remark. And I agree, everyone's talking about a drive for it. Every fan, do you want to compete with Man City? I want to compete with Bournemouth. Everyone said it. Probably his own daughter told him that when he got home. But I think it's just he says things in the heat of the moment that unfortunately you can't see on camera because they'll just have you for it. And at the end of the day, he's a prick. At the end of the day, he's lied to Rafa. 100% he has. And Rafa and everyone else is getting rid of all these players. We've trimmed the wage bill for nothing. Nothing.
But he's lied. He lied on camera at the end of last season when we were talking about the season finishing and what was going to happen this season. He said we will have every penny that is generated through TV money, through the promotion,
sales of players,
through the sales of players. Where is that money?
Well, apparently we've spent the first instalment of the money, right? But we know that 2 instalments are coming throughout the season. So why don't you pay in instalments for players that you want to bring in? Because you know this money's coming in. Why have you got to say, we've got 30 million through the door, we can only spend 30 million?
You know it's going to come, so it's almost, you're going to dip into your overdraft because you know you're going to get that money back in there.
But it's guaranteed, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's not going to go
It's
anywhere.
not like
It's not even a gamble, is it? It's there. We know it's there. He knows it's
Which
there.
is what every other club in the land does.
It's the worst ever.
It's so frustrating.
It fucks us off because my hope is that he leaves, and I still honestly think that he's trying to set up a sell. I really do.
That can be the only explanation.
I honestly believe that's what it is. He's trimmed the wage bill down. Well, look great on the balance report, but I couldn't give a shit, right? Because I have a horrible feeling Rafa will leave before that time comes, and then it's pointless then. So yes, Rafa goes to, say, West Ham, then he sells with. And who fucking knows what's going to happen then? Who really knows? I'd love for him to sell and Rafa still be here. Then obviously who knows then? He'll great. Someone comes in, backs Rafa, lovely. But for me, I think he might leave before he sells, and then it's just pointless then.
You're right.
But it was the most frustrating window, and we've had a lot of them. Let's be realistic here.
Every one of them, to be fair.
That annoyed me so much.
Wasn't more frustrating than the one where we only bought Vernon and Nida.
Aye. Oh, it was for me. I was.
We didn't sell any players that window, did we?
I didn't know, but
I don't think we did. I wouldn't sell any first team choice, I don't think.
But again, going back to the interview, as much as I honestly did think some of the things he was saying, I was like, yeah, fair enough, you were a prick then, blah, blah, blah. He kept saying how many mistakes he's made. I've made a mistake here, and I should have learned from that. And we're in the same position now.
That's the problem.
And he hasn't moved
That's what
on.
happened with the interview, because I understand what you're saying. A lot of people were saying he did come across quite well in certain parts of the interview, right? As soon as that window was shut, everyone thought, he's fucking lied again.
Yeah, I did as well. Yeah.
Yep,
that's true.
Top and bottom of it.
So that interview, is he just another downfall for him? If he didn't go and do the interview, we would have expected what was coming.
I knew we were in trouble when he said the lines like, I've told them I've put all my money in and that's it. I thought, oh God, it was so negative.
He's got more money.
But that's of course it's not about him putting more money in. It's about where is the money that we've already generated through sales that we've made. You know, even
I mean,
you
we've
go
sold
back
40,000 season tickets. Yeah, that's what I'd heard, right?
On the principle of Rafa Benitez and a lot of money to spend.
And I was working out that was about 18 million, I think, or something ridiculous. Anyway, there was some real figure there, and I thought. So that's, I mean, we've only watched one net spend in the transfer market. It's about 11 million or 12 million net.
Yeah.
So that's not even what the season tickets have made you. So let alone your money for the telly and search sales and all the rest.
The thing that was worrying, I
think
think you might have tweeted out at some point, was the list of the current Premier League clubs and when they broke their transfer record.
Yeah.
Everyone was around about 2015 plus. I was 2005.
I mean, don't get us wrong.
2007.
Some of their records wasn't what Owen was.
No,
to be honest.
Yes,
but still,
it just shows how
it's within your means, isn't it?
We've just got to that point and stayed there.
Yeah.
Like we haven't even.
No, but every single club had spent.
I didn't reckon anyone.
More than. I'm pretty sure.
I think there was some like.
So Huddersfield have spent more than 16 million on a player. Huddersfield have. Surely not. Brighton haven't. Have they? 13 million, something like that.
They were all around like 13 plus.
Aye.
Obviously, apart from the 18.
Well, bearing in mind, we have still beat some of their transfer record. How many years ago? 12 years ago, whatever it was. So, but I get what you're saying.
But we've never spent anything
so much
like that.
Because I thought Wijnaldum was very close, wasn't he? Because I actually thought that was when Ashley had changed his ways.
12, was he?
Nah, I think he was less than that. Wasn't he? Did we not get him on the cheap?
Wijnaldum was 5 million.
Yeah.
Was he?
Was he?
We got him. We got him on the cheap.
No way was he 5 million.
No way. He was 12.
No way. He was double figures. Him like. I'm telling you now. Mitrovic was 12, and I thought he was more than him.
What was Mbemba? 8.
No, was he not like 6?
I think we spent a lot. I think we spent close to 20 million on them too.
Tauvin, Cabela, what were them?
12.
There
you go. So 12, you're in the ballpark, like.
Wijnaldum was 14.
There There we're going. 14.5. I knew he was close to Shearer. I knew he was. So 14.5 for him. That's big bucks, like, for us.
For
But
us.
it's not though.
No, well, not for us it is, I'm afraid. But
These days it is.
you're spending 14.5 on him, 12 on Talbot, 12 on Cabana. They're all disasters apart from Ronaldo.
Just shows well, like a bloody 20 year ago was spent
That's
this on
yes,
a player.
yeah. That's where it
20
really
year ago.
it really comes home when you say it like that. And that's where we all know.
At that time though, that was considered a lot of money.
That was the world record, wasn't it?
Whereas now, it's an average player.
No, but then you look back saying like this is where clubs like advance, and our clubs just stayed exactly the same. In fact, it's got worse than what it
It's
was
got
20
worse,
years ago.
yeah.
He said in his interview how much he didn't want to get rid. He said, "I really hope we don't go through this again," because obviously he knows how much money he's lost. He would have definitely lost some money when we went down. So then, my question to him would be, well, put some money in then to stay up. Then, if you don't want to go down, you have to.
Him personally, he hasn't lost money.
He hasn't lost any.
But he hasn't gained as much as what he would have.
Oh, but he couldn't have, could he? He couldn't have.
Well, unless that's where all the money's gone.
I think partly it might be that I think that he lost a lot going down and now he's recouping what he lost. I honestly do. I really do. I think he's the type that has a little chart in his room and looks and goes, well, I've spent this, I want that back when we get promoted. And as soon as we've gotten it, he's just coughed it, he's just took it.
But he keeps going on about that he
Which is
hasn't
fine.
taken a penny out of the club and he still hasn't repaid the interest-free loan that we've got. So where in the records where we're making a profit every single season? Every season we make a profit. At least what? I think we've made 4 or 5 million over the last 4 or 5 years. So
well, you always see these reports.
There's £20 million in
top-
profit that should be sitting theoretically in some bank somewhere.
Well, we're still getting money off Sissoko. It was £6 million for like 5, I don't know, however many instalments. Yeah. Where's all that money gone? Like, it is ridiculous when you think of it.
Well, it's probably another thing where you're saying we haven't got that money, even though it's coming. He's probably saying we haven't got it.
So when it but all right, so we haven't got it. Let's just say we haven't got it at the
We've
moment.
got half of it.
But then what happened last January then? So last January we didn't buy anybody, did we? We didn't buy anyone.
I don't think that.
So we're still getting Sissoko's money at this particular time. So that if we haven't spent in January,
What
we
about
should have
buying
had
Richie for?
shitloads.
He was quite
10,
a bit, wasn't he?
10. Gale was 10. We're done in the season we went down. In fairness, we bought a lot of players, but we shifted a lot as well.
Yeah,
though.
but we were still in profit.
Yeah,
We got 30 odd million off
still
Sissoko and 25 off Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Them 2 players alone was more than what we spent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So therefore,
man,
where's that money? Where's that money?
Aye. That really
That is
To be fair,
the questions everybody's
if
asking.
Prepared, would have the in front of it because the club has to release the figures.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We have every season for the last, even when we've been relegated, we've still made a profit.
We did lose a lot last year. I remember when they released a statement going, you can see how much of a difference this league is. And Charlie had read the report and it was on the internet and I was reading it and we still actually were healthy, but compared to what we had made the previous year, there was a huge difference. You know, there really was.
Which is why that
But
club.
even if you're making £1 profit, that season hasn't cost you anything.
Yes, no, I agree. Because the running costs of the
you're
club
no worse off, you're no better off.
Yeah.
But you've still got all of that money from the previous that is still sitting somewhere.
Yeah. Well, every time in the playoffs, and bear in mind this is meant to be the year of all the years to be in the Premier League, they always have like the playoffs that build that up as like this is the £100 million game. You know, they always did that, didn't they?
Yeah.
So it must be about 100 million or something. Again, it's difficult because we don't know the exact figures, but it has to be 100
Well,
million, right? 80 million?
that's where that figure always came from.
apparently
Is that
it's 3
you'll have
payments of
100
30 odd
million.
million.
You'll have 30 million. 100 million to spend.
Apparently, there's 3 payments of 30 odd million.
Now, the season we got relegated, I remember, the story was that the following year, so the year we missed in a way, that the people who finish
Bottom would get the same amount of payment as that finished third or something like
Arsenal
that.
got. So that's a hell of a lot
that's
of
right.
money. That's a hell of
Exactly.
a lot. I think, you know what I mean? So
Which would be Sunderland.
yes, that's true. Yes. So obviously the difference was immense. There's no doubt about that. But Ashley must realise that that's what's to play for this time. So not even to put a little bit in, as you rightly say, we're not asking for 200 million, but like 10 million for a player, even 11. You know, something
A
like
max
that.
of 20 million in that.
In my eyes, he is doing the bare minimum possible. What he wants us to do is to survive. He wants to spend nothing, survive in the Premier League, and just be lean, very, very lean. Don't cost any money.
Can you believe he pays Rafa 5 million a year then? Because I can't. I'll be really honest with you, but how tight he is, I can't.
Wasn't it?
It was 4 in the Championship, wasn't it?
God knows.
I mean, it was 4 in the Championship, so he was getting
If
paid
he's
more than
willing
some
to pay a
Serie A
manager that
managers.
much money, it's mind-boggling. Like
It
ridiculous.
is. Like, he's
Like,
tight as hell, but he'll pay him 4 million. I
yeah.
didn't.
Well,
That's hard to take some
It is
days.
that part of his point that, you know, you're being paid all of this money, you should be able to
Or maybe he thought,
do a job.
Rafa,
with
you're
what
the
you've
reason
got.
we've sold all these season tickets. That's why you're getting this much of a wage. Right.
There's only one man that knows, unfortunately.
I know.
And
But
I doubt
Rafa's
he's going to come
clearly-
on here and have a chat with me.
Clearly pissed off. Like,
100%,
clearly pissed off.
100%.
I know I did say it last week, and I'll still stand by it. I was still a bit pissed off with Rafa at times in his interviews, saying things quite negative and still crying in his cornflakes about Tammy Abraham. Still can't get over Tammy Abraham. But now, I'm on Rafa's side in regards to this deadline day thing, was horrific. Horrific.
Well, that's it.
You got treated like shit
He
in
was
the
clear of, you know, he'd done all the work. This is who I want to sign. This is how much it's going to
Rafa
cost.
done his part of the deal.
Blah,
by,
blah,
like, getting the
now
players
go and
out,
make
right?
it happen.
That's what annoyed us. He got rid of all of this deadwood, and then for nothing, for nothing. It was pointless. It was absolutely pointless.
Right, we've had some questions answered. Sent in, and to be fair, I think we've rabbited on a bit too much. I think we'll have to leave these till next time.
Have I not answered most of them anyway?
I think we'll have
It's kind of late, like.
Well, it doesn't help when you start late.
We'll keep this one as short as possible, and we'll call it a night.
Score on
In
Sunday.
fact, Swansea coming on Sunday. Let's have a quick
I'll get beat.
again.
Well, if I keep saying that, well,
Wait, last time, didn't it?
I'll go draw. I'll take a draw right now. 1-1 draw.
2-0 defeat.
2-0 defeat. Mark.
Abraham will score as well.
Abraham Boney's just gone back as well, hasn't he?
He's shite, Boney.
Hurry up, because I'm desperate for a piss. Hurry up.
Are you for real?
He's shite, man. He's absolutely terrible.
We never do well down there. Never do well down there.
Only thing I would say, I hope
I'm
he,
actually going to piss myself.
I apologise. I hope he drops Perez and plays 3 in midfield and plays Shelby, because I think Shelby will play.
That wasn't
really
that poor
well
thing, but I really need a piss.
Let's drag this out even longer.
Right,
What do you think Shelby will come back in?
Fuck off! What's your score prediction?
No, I hope so. I really do. Apparently he's trained all week. He has to play Marino, Shelby and Hayden in midfield.
I really need a piss.
I'll go there.
Be interesting to see what he does.
Right,
Don't
you
play 3 in
just
midfield.
talk about Shelby.
No, not just Shelby, but
The finish. Thanks.
not just Shelby, but I think if you play 3 in midfield, I just think Shelby will really perform in that game because it's back there. I just feel
It's
as
just I suppose unless you drop that number 10 a little bit deeper.
Well, did you see Marino's goal for Spain under 21s? Have you seen that? On the edge of the box,
absolute peach, wasn't it?
He can play up that in the field quite clearly.
Yeah.
So for me, you have a bit of license for either you know, Hayden has to sit. Hayden is the sitter, and either whenever they fancy it, one other can go and join in with the attack. And for me, when you haven't got the ball, I just think you're more tight in midfield with the 3 of them in there. In my opinion, like.
And Swansea like to keep the ball in play, so that could.
There's going to be a lot of times where we're not going to have the ball like, in that game, unfortunately. Like, but,
I mean, well, as we know, he likes to play 4-5-1. So, you know, what's to say he doesn't drop that number 10 a bit deeper?
he's played Perez every game, has he not? I think he's played him every game, which worries us because I think he'll play him again. I think he will. I think he obviously likes him.
He wasn't bad in the last game, was he?
He was good. No, he was. He's ball for a minute, which was brilliant. To be fair, that like outside of the foot pass was really good. But it's 1 in 35 games or something. So you know what I mean. It's
no, he hasn't got very many fans around the stable.
no. Well, you play. In my opinion, you play your best 11, and I think Shelby is in with best 11. Marino clearly is, no doubt about that. And then Hayden has to play for the protection.
Well, we missed him last season, didn't he? When he did the same.
Yeah.
When he was banned for the Wolves.
That's right.
Incident.
Yes.
We missed him. It was a lot. It was longer. It was 5 games. Was it 5 games?
It was 5 games.
So
over a busy period. Now,
yeah.
So.
But similar story. Bar obviously the West Ham game.
Yep.
We kind of struggled, but I don't know. I'd like to get a draw, but as I say, same as you, I think it'll be a struggle.
Yeah,
Let's hope for a draw.
Let's hope for
Well,
a
let's
win.
think it's a draw and hope for a win. Yeah.
What was your prediction?
A draw.
Of?
What, a score as well? 1-1.
1-1. 2-0.
2-0 to Swansea. Yeah.
Adam? 3-1. 3-1.
Wow.
We'll do
fine.
that. We'll take it.
Yeah, mate.
I'm sure I said well, I've been a lot of him anyway. I will.
3-1 Newcastle.
Adam's drunk.
Hey, I hope that happens. I swear to God. Rafa's not going to be there, is he? So I reckon he's not.
Nah, he is.
Well, I read the night that they've said to me he shouldn't go, but well, that's up to him, I guess now, isn't it? If he goes or not. But he was. He's not. He wasn't a press of the day.
Yeah, he wasn't a
was
press
so,
of the day. Aye.
So it's.
So if you haven't heard,
No, the press is tomorrow.
Rafa.
Is that tomorrow when he's on
yeah,
the
no,
press?
it's today.
No, it's tomorrow.
Definitely today.
Should be there, shouldn't
No,
it?
it's tomorrow. It's Friday.
But he's not going to be there though.
no, he's not going to. No, it's Paco.
Aye, Pat was going to be there. Because the press were saying we had loads of questions they wanted to ask him. Obviously, after the window, they wanted to probably see what the fuck's going on with Ashley. Like, you know what I mean?
Is he surprised that he's got a hernia? Really, is it? Carrying the weight of the bloody club.
True.
You're just shouting in the house about Ashley all day, just getting popped the hernia out. Yeah, Tony his lads going, Ashley.
Club!
He's not Scottish.
Harry Ashley! True.
Right, there's also open letter. Haven't got time to answer this. Not even. Right.
I don't know how I got so much A. I don't quite understand how I got as famous as it did.
Right, let's no. Right.
Start
Thanks for
with
watching.
Aye, thanks for watching. See you.
Bye, love you.
Bye now.